Since 115% of my viewers are male, give or take 25%, my last video is aimed at dudes trying to score with the ladies by showing off their guitar skills. But since something like 10% of my viewers are female, I thought it'd only be fair that I make this video for the ladies. Well, not so much for the ladies as about the ladies. And not so much about the ladies as about a lady. This lady. For one whole day, I'm going to identify as a woman so I can see what it's like to be a female musician. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a cakewalk. Ladies have it so good it'll probably be the easiest day of my entire life. But, being the curious Kathy I am, I want to find out for myself. So, join me as I say goodbye to my dick and balls for an entire day and leap into the mind of a young aspiring female singer-songwriter. I wake up, sit up, and after brushing the hair out of my nose, mouth, ears, and eyes, pick up my phone and get up to go use the bathroom. While on the toilet, I open Instagram to see how my 2 posts from the previous day have been performing. The long, heartfelt post about why I love music with a picture of me in a sweater only got 3 views and 1 comment that was likely posted by a bot since it just says, "Great job." However, the beach pic I posted that has nothing to do with music is sitting at 110,000 views with 20,000 comments. 70% of them are dudes saying they want to fuck me. 20% are dudes saying they're madly in love with me even though not a single one of them has actually met me. And the other 10% of comments I guess were so heinous that Instagram won't even let me see them. Even though I don't expect TikTok to be any better, I can't help myself from checking to see how the video I posted of me playing a few bars from my latest song is doing. I'm pleasantly surprised to see that it's gotten lots of views and lots of likes. People are finally starting to find and like my music, I think to myself. I can't help but crack a little smile. But it instantly disappears when I open the comments. The first 10 or so make no mention of the song I'm playing whatsoever. They just say things like, "She's hot," "I'd do her," and "Too bad that guitar is blocking the view of her tits." Though tempted to flush my phone down the toilet, along with my dreams of ever becoming a respected musician instead of just a pair of tits that own a guitar, I resist the urge and start getting ready for the day. After completing my morning routine of reciting a few positive affirmations to get myself into a positive mindset, and then immediately undoing it by looking in the mirror and comparing myself to every single gorgeous woman I've ever met, my self-conscious ass is finally ready for the day. The first thing I need to do is go to Guitar Center so I can buy a new set of strings to slap on my guitar for the open mic I'm headlining tonight for the first time ever. I get there and walk right in behind a male customer. He wanders through the store and into one of the back rooms, seemingly invisible to the employees, because not a single one even glances at him. But before I even get both feet in the door, I'm surrounded by a pack of Guitar Center employees begging to help me. Unsurprisingly, with the exception of a short-haired woman with several Lilith Fair tour dates tattooed on her arm, the employees are all men. To get the employees to leave me alone, I point to the guitar wall and tell them there's a poor person with bad credit trying to take one of the ridiculously overpriced Gibson Les Pauls down from the top row. Like a pack of wild boars, the employees hurriedly stomp their way over there to go kick the guy's ass. Kick his ass with words, of course, since 99.9% of male Guitar Center employees are pussies who couldn't hurt a fly with a shotgun. But by the time the employees realize there is no poor person in the guitar section they can talk down to, that my claims were just a ruse to get them away from me, I'm already over at the counter where the strings and other accessories are. I tell the dude with the mullet behind the counter that I need a pack of heavy 14-gauge Diodario acoustic strings. His eyes travel from my breasts to my hands, back to my breasts, and eventually up to my eyes. "Those strings are going to be too heavy for a little lady like you," he says. "I think a set of 12s or 10s would suit you better." "They might suit your delicate little hands better," I reply, crossing my arms, which once again draws the dude's eyes to my chest. "But I'll take the 14s. As he reluctantly turns around to grab the strings, I think I hear him mumble the word "bitch" under his breath. But it's hard to tell because as soon as he turns around, I mumble the word "asshole" under mine. So I guess they cancel each other out. I get the damn strings and start working my way to the exit. Since I'm the only other female in the entire store besides the short, stocky lesbian who works there, every dude in the place, customer and employee alike, ogles me as I walk out. I gets 3 dudes looking at my breasts, 2 looking at my ass, and 1 dude who can't seem to take his eyes off my feet for some reason. Now, normally, all that would creep me the fuck out. But, since I'm a chick, I'm used to it. This shit happens every single time we leave the house. And a 3 to 2 to 1 boob to butt to foot ogling ratio is pretty typical, so the math checks out. Is it still creepy having fugly weirdos staring at me everywhere I go? Sure. But like all us bitches, I've learned to just ignore it and keep moving along. After going home, restringing my guitar, and breaking in the new strings by doing a light rehearsal of tonight's set, I get a call from my manager, Jessica. She's a good manager with lots of valuable connections throughout the city. She's also brutally honest, which I both love and hate about her. I'm expecting a big turnout at your show tonight, Jess says. Wear something pretty, something that shows plenty of skin. What does it matter what I wear if people are coming to hear me play music? I asked. Nobody's coming to hear you play, my manager shoots back. They're coming to see you play. How many times do we have to go over this? Looks are everything in this business. Speaking of which, have you been to the gym yet today? Jess correctly interprets my lack of response as a no. I'll call your trainer and have him meet you at the gym in an hour. Be there. Fine, I reply, and we say goodbye. As much as I hate everything my manager says, I know she's right. Image really is everything in the entertainment industry, especially for us ladies. If you look at the 100 most successful female musicians in the world, you might find one or two fatties, maybe a butterface or two, but the vast majority of women who have found success in the music industry are all drop-dead gorgeous. Coincidence? Of course not. The truth is, as much as I fucking hate it, is that sex sells. And since I'd like to sell some merch at my show tonight, I go through my closet and pick out the skimpiest dress I can find. But now, I need to get ready for the gym. Even though I hate it when guys stare at me while working out, for some reason I feel compelled to wear the same sort of ultra-tight, ultra-brightly colored shorts and tank top to the gym as always. When I get there and meet up with my personal trainer, I spend the entire workout complaining to him about all the guys staring at my ass. The trainer is too nice of a guy to tell me that it's my own damn fault for wearing fluorescent neon pink yoga shorts which say booty on the back and are so attention-grabbing it'd be impossible for any mortal hetero man to not stare at them. And since my trainer's a nice guy with a killer body that I can't help myself from occasionally checking out, I don't say anything when I catch him sneaking the occasional peek at my ass while he has me doing squats and bent over rows. I manage to get through the workout, say goodbye to my trainer, and return home with a few hours to kill before my gig. Inspiration strikes and I start scribbling down lyrics to a new song about how much I hate the gym, then pick up my guitar to fumble around with some chords as I try singing them. That sounds fucking awful, I hear come from a deep boomy voice behind me. Chad? I say as I spin around to look at my boyfriend. What are you doing here? I thought you were working today. I'm on my way into work now, but I couldn't drive past here without stopping to give my sexy girl a kiss, he says, pulling my body up against his. Aw, Chad, you're so sweet, I say as he grabs my ass with both hands. In reality, Chad's not sweet at all. He's a fucking asshole. He talks down to me all the time, makes fun of my music, and regularly tells me I need to get a real job like him even though he just works at AutoZone. And he didn't stop by to give a quick kiss to me, but to try to get a quick blowjob from me. Even though I kinda hate myself for it, Chad pushes all the right buttons and gets exactly what he wants, then immediately leaves for work. That leaves me alone, feeling used, wondering what I even see in the guy. Part of me can't stand Chad, yet another part can't seem to get enough. My entire relationship history flashes before my eyes, and I can't help but wonder why I only seem to be attracted to losers who treat me like shit, while there's no shortage of nice guys around I could go out with. I scrapped the song about hating the gym that I'd been working on, and scribbled down some new lyrics about how tragic it is being a woman who desires a nice, decent, respectful guy, yet time and again finds herself only attracted to assholes. The plight of the modern woman, I named the composition, writing it at the top of the page. But then I realize it's the top of the hour, and this modern woman needs to start getting ready for her gig. I take a few minutes to write out a set list and pack it up with my guitar, then get in the shower. After spending a ridiculous amount of time in the bathroom doing God knows what, maybe having a quick cry or a mini panic attack thinking about the performance I have to give tonight, whatever it is us gals do in the bathroom, I'm just about ready to go. I accessorize, splash on some perfume, check my hair in the mirror 47 times, then grab my guitar and head out the door. This girl is ready to rock. Folk rock. On the way to the venue, my mind goes back and forth between visualizing me killing it on stage, really folking it up, and praying to God that when I get on stage, I don't fuck it up. Much to my delight, when I get to the club, the place is packed. As I go in, my heart pounds so hard I can feel it in my face. The doorman stops me, and I proudly tell him I'm the headliner with a big goofy smile. The 7-foot-tall giant doesn't believe me and stands in my way. Fortunately, the venue owner sees us and walks over to set the bouncer straight before I even have time to start freaking out a little bit. He lets me in, and I work my way through the crowd to get backstage, which is really just a storage room to the left of the small stage. I see several familiar faces in the crowd, most of them singer-songwriters like myself, and give a few waves and smiles. Knowing that they're limited to performing for no more than 10 minutes tonight while I get a full hour gives me a nice strong, albeit false, sense of superiority. The guy who's currently on stage doing a terrible cover of Simple Man, I don't recognize. I barely even recognize what he's trying to play. As I get to the backstage room, he finishes the song. I put down my guitar case and clap, even though I've already forgotten him 100%, because after listening to 2 seconds of Simple Man, I immediately went back to thinking about myself. It comforts me to hear him getting plenty of pity claps. That means the crowd will pretend to like me, too, even if I suck tonight. And that helps to take away some of my anxiety. Smiling, I grab my guitar case and go backstage. But that smile disappears when I see a bunch of non-headliners in there. It pisses me off to no end because the last time I came to this open mic for a 10-minute slot, I got yelled at by that night's headliner just for being near the backstage room. And now that very same asshole is one of the people in my backstage area on the night I'm headlining. Ignoring the others for a moment, I walk right up to him and say, "Headliners only." "What are you talking about?" he says with a stupid smug look and laughs. It takes every ounce of restraint I have not to kick this guy in the dick. "Headliners only," I repeat. That's what you told me the last time you headlined this open mic. Only headliners are allowed backstage. You thought I was being serious? I was just kidding about that. No, you weren't, and neither am I. Get out. I need to get ready for my set, I say, giving him the evil eye. The others are understanding and get up to leave, for which I thank them on the way out. But apparently the asshole needs more encouragement. "Out," I say, gesturing towards the door, as if I'm trying to get a stubborn poodle to follow directions. "Go." He reluctantly gets up and says, "Fine, be a cunt. Next time I'm headlining, I'll make sure you're not even allowed in the club." "Fine, be a dick," I reply, following him out of the backstage room. "I'll have you thrown out next time I'm headlining, which happens to be right now." I wave the club owner over and ask her to have the asshole removed for calling me a cunt. Without hesitation, she agrees, knowing what a jerk he can be. It brings me immense pleasure watching the bouncer drag him out the door. My bestie gets there just in time to witness the whole thing. She comes to a lot of my shows to provide moral support and to help me run my merch table. While she's setting up the table, I go backstage to make sure my guitar is tuned and everything's ready to go for my set. Then I join her at the merch table, where we relentlessly talk shit about each performer who gets on stage, regardless of how good they are, until it's finally time for me to go on. I get on stage, the venue owner introduces me, and I launch into the first song of my set. Once the initial butterflies go away, I get in the zone and the next hour flies by. My set gets lots of cheers, and I don't detect so much as a single pity clap the entire time. I wrap up my last song, thank everyone for coming, give one last reminder to visit my merch table, and get off the stage knowing that I fucking crushed it. I hang out at the merch table as everyone works their way out of the club. Several people offer compliments about my set as they're leaving, and each one makes me smile. A few people stop at the table to buy a copy of my demo or a t-shirt, and a few even want to take a picture with me. I'm all sweaty from being under the house lights for the last hour, but no one seems to be grossed out by it besides me. It's an honor to be asked for pictures, and my sticky ass is more than happy to pose for them. Secretly, I kinda hope not a single one finds its way to the internet, because between my hair and makeup, I probably look like I just survived a 4-alarm dumpster fire. But I try to stay in the moment and enjoy every last fleeting drop of attention I'm getting. And that's exactly what I do until everyone is gone. The club owner brings me my percentage from the door while my BFF and I break down the merch table. Between the merch sales and the door, I make a couple $100. Not bad for an hour's work. If only I could get booked 7 nights a week, I might actually be able to make a living with this music shit. Too bad my next gig isn't for another 2 weeks. Maybe that'll be the one that finally gets me noticed by a talent scout who will sign me and turn me into an international superstar. Until then, I guess I'll just have to keep selling my dirty socks on OnlyFans. And now that I've spent a day identifying as a female musician, I've learned that it's just as frustrating as being a male, but with the added pressure of always having to look pretty, and then having to deal with the never-ending supply of creepy dudes that doing so attracts. Of course, if saying I identified as a woman meant that I actually turned into one, I wouldn't have learned shit because I wouldn't have left the house the entire day. My guitar would have gone completely untouched, unlike my lady parts, which I would have been playing with non-stop. The truth is, it's hard being a male or female musician. Shit, it's hard enough just being a person without bringing gender or music into the mix. But while being a musician ain't easy for guys or girls, the ladies have an extra layer of bullshit to deal with us guys don't. 'Cause we are that layer. With so many creepy dudes out there, women have to always have their guard up. It's no way to live, but it's their reality. I don't envy women. Being a guy is way better, musician or not. After identifying as a woman, I've developed a deep sense of respect for them. I've grown a real appreciation for what they have to endure every day. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get to the gym where I can go appreciate women by relentlessly staring at their asses for 90 minutes straight.
You're so annoying.
If you like these videos and want to help support this channel, visit my brand new Patreon page where I'll be adding exclusive bonus content, behind-the-scenes footage, and more. Link in the description. And if you'd like to hear some of my music, click the other link in the description, or search for this dude on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever else you listen to music.